Welcome to the Local Exchange Podcast, where Northwest Ohio comes to talk. Real people, real conversations, right here in our community. This episode is proudly brought to you by Caliber Custom Clothiers, defining style beyond ordinary. Unfortunately, the camera in this interview for Kelly did not work, so we weren't able to use any of that footage. She offered to completely redo the interview with us, which was awesome, but I just thought it would have taken away from just the natural conversation that we had. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. So sorry to Kelly. She did such a great job in this interview. You guys are going to love this episode, but just wanted to give you a quick note and apologize for that inconvenience. Kelly Martino, welcome to the Local Exchange Podcast. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Now, Kelly, just go ahead off the top. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I have 4 beautiful boys, ranging from 20 down to 9. So life is pretty crazy.
You're surrounded.
I am. Yeah. 5 boys if you want to count the oldest one who I'm married to. But
Probably the most complicated one, too.
he's pretty simple. He's pretty easy. But I sell real estate. I have property management.
I feel like I've seen your face around Lima a little bit, maybe on a couple billboards here and there.
Yeah.
A lot bit.
A lot. Yeah. I try to.
That must mean you're a good realtor.
Well, I tend to not tell people no very often, so I'm on quite a few committees, and I spread myself probably too thin every now and then, but I don't know what else I would do.
You say good realtor. President's Club over here, I think, at least once or twice, right?
Yeah, I've been doing this for 14 years. I think there's only been 1 year that I did not make the President's Club.
That's a pretty big humble brag.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
You're the opposite of the Browns winning streak. Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Today is terrible.
Now, we had Chad Myers on, and he said you were on a committee for the Council on Aging, or...
No, so there's the Allen County Board of Disability.
Okay.
There's an entity that kind of helps run their adult living homes. And so there's 26 of those that I help manage. So I get the phone calls if something needs to be taken care of, and then I bounce it off to our maintenance team.
Wow, that's awesome.
But it's pretty rewarding. I don't know that I would want to give that up.
Right.
I know that luckily, because of my other 3 boys, I have a son that will probably always live with us. And I think about all the fact that, he could very easily be in one of those homes at one point. Again, I don't think that'll ever happen, but that's where my heart goes. I couldn't imagine not taking care of that.
Good.
Well, and when that happens in your life, it completely turns the way you look at everything upside down.
Does.
I mean, my wife thinks very highly of yours, and you guys interact in that whole world quite a bit. And I love my daughter to death, but I do think about that sometimes, about what happens as we get older and what happens if I can't take care of her and those types of things. So thank you for giving your time and just kind of giving back to the community in that way.
Absolutely.
It's very commendable. Now, did you go to the lighting of the Christmas tree last night?
I sure did.
Do you think that has something to do with the snow that's coming down today?
I don't know. It's supposed to be 60 by next Saturday, so.
Oh, man. Good. Gonna have a heat wave. But yeah, amazing event.
It was. It sure was. We got over there and had our fair share of some barbecue and sweet treats, and I did not get over there in time for the bounce houses. But
you didn't jump in the bounce houses?
No, I had to show houses up until... And then it was like 15 minutes left of the bounce house before they shut them down.
Yeah, they had about 20 bounce houses over there, but it was packed. And I mean, there's probably 30 vendors, something like that.
It was a great turnout.
Just a wonderful event. It's amazing in such a short amount of time, the scale of what they've done. Obviously, you were involved over the Jubilee. It was about 100 degrees that day.
It was.
You were running the dunk tank, right?
Yes. So they called me and wanted to know if there was a way for us to get involved for the field project. They would donate the actual dunk tank itself if I could get people to go in it, and then have people there to work the event that day. So yes, it was. We were crossing our fingers that it was going to be a nice enough day, and that it wasn't going to be something like today, because unfortunately it's a total crapshoot. that time of year.
Now, if you had a hot tub out today, people might want to get dunked into the hot tub.
For sure.
So keep the options open during the basketball season. You might be able to keep that going.
Okay.
In case you run into one of those mobile hot tub businesses that can just wheel on a hot tub out.
Exactly. Those suckers are heavy from personal experience. But yeah, I know my daughter wanted to dunk Mr. Patterson, but there was a little too many people. It was too hot. She was just getting a little impatient with everything, and we had to get out of there.
I was really hoping that Corey Wilson was going to show up. He was supposed to be that last spot.
Okay.
Somehow he finagled his way out of there.
Boy, how about that? We'll track him down and have to ask him about that. Right. So you went to school around the area, right?
I did. I graduated from Bath and then went to Toledo with your brother.
TOL.
Yeah.
Now, did you ever get involved in like Songfest or anything like that?
I did.
Oh, man.
I was a tryout.
Did you ever?
So we
Delta,
won,
Delta.
Yes.
Okay.
We won Songfest.
Okay. I was a part of a winning Songfest crew.
Year, I think it was.
Now, were you doing it at the old stadium, the old field house, like that was just stacked up bleachers?
No,
or the newer Savage?
No, we were at Savage Hall.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just know they did the huge renovation. Now it's like a bowl. It's really nice.
Oh,
but
no.
before it was just a stack of...
Toledo looks so different now than it was.
It's amazing how those college campuses just bring in the money left and right.
Holy moly.
Always cranes on
Talking
out
about
there.
fundraising, they should be sending you guys thank yous for paying your tuitions.
Right?
Exactly. They keep asking me for money, though. Speaking of asking for money, I heard that there is a stadium capital campaign going on that you're very interested in talking about.
I am. So I know I don't even know where to start. I know that there's some confusion in the community right now on, what else does that football field need? The field is beautiful and the track is beautiful, which it is. Mm-hmm. And people's thoughts are that we were replacing like the actual stadium itself, the bleachers and whatnot, which they have.
They could use it.
Yes, they absolutely could. But in all transparency, the field itself is not paid off. It was kind of I think some people thought that we had the money up front prior to putting it in. We had a very large portion of it up front, but we did take a loan out on it, and there is still a deficit. So, yes, we are still trying to do our darndest to get everything we can to get that field paid off.
So when did that field get put in? Because I remember seeing that, and that was pretty exciting stuff.
Yes. So it went in 2022.
Okay.
We took out the loan. Let me backtrack here. So the Youth Football Parents Association, we kept getting told by the school week after week for our little kids program that they weren't sure if we were going to be able to play. They would let us know, after Friday night's game, because the previous field was in such poor condition that a lot of times if the big kids played on it, depending on the weather,
it'd be beat up.
It would depend on whether we were going to be able to play. So year after year, we got told this. And so we thought, we have this Youth Parents Association. We do a fundraiser. What if we were to get some upfront money donated and create a field over at Maplewood? So we went so far as to purchase stands from St. Mary's when they redid their field. They had some extra stands. So we bought stands from them. We drug them over to Maplewood. We had Apollo make a concession stand for us. Like, we were bound and determined to have our own field at Maplewood. Huh. But by the time we went and did everything to drill a well and fertilize and have everything brought in, the project was going to be about $50,000.
Okay.
And so we thought, you know what? What if we took that $50,000 and we put it towards a high school field? And my husband and Frank Caprella, which we laugh because they're LCC grads, and what does LCC do so good at? Fundraising.
Oh, yeah.
So their whole life, they QP coupons and...
Night at the races.
Yeah, it's what they do.
St. George festivals at LCC, but still.
Right. So they went out to all of the local schools and started asking questions about how much their fields cost, where the donations came from, to get an idea of what we were looking at to present to the high school, to the board. So fast forward in 21, we ended up opening an account with Superior, and started bringing in the money because we did get the okay from the board that we were okay to start raising funds for replacing the current field with the turf. So between Nutrient and Mercy Health and OIO and Scott Benson, we had Lawson Brothers and myself. Superior did an upfront deal along with giving us a great rate. So it was just kind of like a no-brainer. We were going to take, the project itself was going to be $765,000. And then the school had agreed to sign contracts and go ahead and kind of coordinate everything from the field getting laid and removing of the dirt and all the things. So their maintenance team, along with us, kind of collaborated to make this all happen. One of our major donors, though, was BP Light Source. And I know that's kind of a sore subject with quite a few people in the community. So either wanted them to come or you had a strong opinion not to.
A lot of people had opinions on that.
Yeah. And I, to be fair, I don't know that I really had one way or the other. I could see it both sides. Mm-hmm. So it's fine, other than the fact that $250,000 of that big chunk of money in donations lost. And so fast forward to today, we are trying every avenue to make up for that $250,000. Myself and a couple Shawnee parents last year started the first Purse Bingo. That was a very successful thing. We're going to have another one here April 18th of 2026 at Whitetail. And that's, another avenue that we've tried to go and make up for the $250,000 loss.
Now, when we're talking the scale of, a donor that's $250,000.
Yeah.
By comparison, roughly what is one of your Purse Bingos bringing in?
We made $35,000 last year.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. That was a pretty big deal for us.
Right. That's a big chunk of change.
Yeah.
I was expecting much less than that.
Yeah.
So you only need to do that 10 times,
right.
and you'll be good.
And we'll be fine.
It seems like I've solved your fundraising problem.
As long as we can get to Superior and say, hey, you guys mind if we stretch this thing out for 10 years?
Right. So how long do we have to pay for this thing?
So the original loan ended up having to get refinanced once we lost that $250,000. So that obviously amount had to get refinanced. You tack on more fees. Our interest rate went up a bit, not a lot. So at the end of 2026, it's going to have to probably be refinanced again. Okay. 2026 or 2027. I'd have to ask Frank on that one.
The clock's ticking. We got a couple years.
Yes, we do. And then if we do refinance, which more than likely we will need to, we will stretch it. And we've already had the conversation with Superior. They're more than happy. We are not the only people that have ever borrowed money for a field.
Right.
A lot of times it's the Shawnee, or it's a boosters program, or it's another entity of some sort that's raising funds for the school. But yeah, we'll get it taken care of. It's just I would like to not have Leo, my third grader, be in high school by the time it gets taken care of.
Well, and I'm sure it sounds like the longer it takes to get this taken care of, the more expensive it is overall.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, it's like paying off your home early.
No doubt.
Get that thing knocked out. Now, is there a chance if we raise a big chunk of what's left that the interest that would be on there is gone and kind of have a full payoff early? Or do we have to get that full $1 million that we're going after?
No. So the reason I have that thermostat
yeah.
on and around the field is basically at the worst case scenario, because if we end up having to refinance, then yes, it is going to end up being closer to the $1 million mark. We year to date have raised just over $600,000.
Wow.
Which, again, for a parents association,
Right.
that's pretty darn good.
Well, it started out as a third and fourth grade and fifth
Right.
and sixth grade parents. Is not even a high school association
Right.
of kids playing on that field.
Right. And, there's the high school parents association as well as the youth. And we all have separate fundraising efforts even for both of those. Our hog roast that we have every August started off as just a youth fundraiser. And then when the youth and the high school said that we would both give $5,000 a year towards the field project, the high school needed another source of income to be able to offset some of that. They do a golf outing typically every year. They were not able to do that this year, but they were able to bring their $5,000 by selling those hog roast tickets, or at least a portion of that $5,000. So anything that they do, team meals and things throughout the season that aren't necessarily school related,
Right.
that gets taken care of by that parents association. So that's a whole nother fundraiser outside of the capital campaign.
So, is there a part of you that wishes, looking back, you to just put that little field outside of Maplewood?
There's a part of me that wishes that we would have just said, you know what? Okay, we'll have to play somewhere else, or we'll play in the cage div field or whatever. Yes, Matt, that's exactly. There's times.
I just checking, because I have those moments frequently where I should have just done the easy thing.
Or kept my mouth shut.
Right,
And
or
that
kept my mouth shut.
typically is the biggest thing I need to do.
Now, when you started looking into that at Maplewood, I would imagine there's the upfront cost of the field itself, but then how do you figure out, what's it cost to maintain a grass football field? You're mowing the grass, you got fertilizer.
So I know at the high school, it's anywhere from $25,000 to $35,000 a year in maintenance fees with grounds and all of that. So for a little, I don't know how well they would have maintained it. Again, that's why we were looking into drilling a well, because otherwise, how do you get water
Right.
out there to even make it work? It was quite the undertaking, and I will say I was not part of that part. That
Sure.
was really Frank and Phil during that portion.
But still, I point that out because that is a nice savings that is being passed on to the school. I don't know if the school's given those funds, but I know that the school is obviously dealing with their own finance issues,
Yeah.
trying to get levies passed and everything else. So it seems like there's so many organizations that are trying to raise funds. And just to be clear, this is a separate entity from the school, even though it's kind of tied in together.
It is. So year to date, we have not received any funds from the school. Last year, we did end up having the boosters help us out with a shortfall because so I know one of the questions that we had asked or we had talked about at one point was when our payments due. Like, it's not like a monthly, like a mortgage. Our field payments are due every September. So we have the whole year to sit there and bank money and do things like the brick campaign. So that way, if somebody has $150 and not $1,000, $5,000, $250,000, that's a smaller amount that they can actually feel like they're contributing, but not, break the bank.
Right.
So we did end up falling short last year by $12,000, and we borrowed that from the boosters with the intent of paying it back, which we did at the first of the year, with some reoccurring sponsorships that had come in. And then obviously we hit a home run with our purse bingo. So we were able to not be as stressed. But yeah, I'm still feeling it.
Right. Well, it's tough. It's tough when
It
you
is.
have, and like a mortgage payment,
Yeah.
There's a due date and I better have X amount of dollars in the bank. And between your organization and can you break down all of the different what's the difference between your organization versus a boosters? Because I thought it was all just one. I'm giving money to the boosters and they are sending money out as they see fit.
Yep. So the Boosters used to be like mainly the only organization at Shawnee up until probably about, I don't know, less than 10 years ago. We had organizations that felt like they were putting a lot more in and others that weren't. And then that everything goes into a pot and then gets dispersed how the school feels fit or how boosters needed it. People were getting upset. So parents associations for different groups started. High School Parents Association, I think there's a basketball, I believe there's a baseball. There are still people that are still under the boosters, but like everything, we just don't have people that are willing to put in the time and the effort. So the boosters is down to just a couple people. I think it might be a situation where some of these organizations need to probably go back to the basics, and we need to go back to getting things done by the boosters and having us all work together, because I do think that it's harder and harder to get people to commit their time. And maybe if we start doing things kind of like even the Shawnee Community Step, that they're getting community involvement, we need more people to be open to being involved and helping others.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And right now, I feel like it's just such a I don't have a kid in the football program, so I'm not going to give.
Right.
But the soccer team uses it. The band gets to use it. We've had Shawnee community events there. We had the Jordan Banks fundraiser when he was still around.
Yeah.
We've been able to do things. Even having
The volleyball event was
the
there, wasn't it?
volleyball event,
The outdoor
that was
volleyball
so
game? That was so cool.
That was so cool.
And I would imagine track and field uses it.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
you got all these different youth teams that are using it. You said the soccer team.
Yeah.
Do the little kids football get to use it now?
Yes, they do.
All right. Was that
Yep.
was that a stipulation?
Well, we pay our $5,000 a year, but yeah, no, that was a big thing. We didn't have to worry about somebody else being in on it.
Right.
And even the flag can use it when there isn't a JV game going on, because they have flag on Saturdays, and if varsity plays away, then JV plays home.
Okay.
So it's been great. I mean, honestly, it's a beautiful field.
Yeah.
I just need people to be willing to give a little.
Do you feel like you're competing with, maybe if I'm a business, or like let's just say Jon and I theoretically want to give money, maybe Jon and I like baseball more.
Yeah.
But without it going to just one boosters organization, with everything being so specialized now, we can go, all right, we're just going to give $5,000 to the baseball team.
And you honestly, even with boosters, you can do that. We have 50-50 at the football games. And if somebody wins their 50-50, they have the ability of saying, I want to give this back and I want it to go allocated to, and they say band, they say baseball, soccer, whatever. So just because,
Can I say Camp Crosley so my kid doesn't have to pay so much?
you could probably just put it in your pocket and allocate it yourself.
They got, because of the weather, I don't know if you saw, no, Camp Crosley was canceled.
No, I didn't.
Well, not canceled, delayed.
Yeah. We had our first winter weather advisory hit.
When was it supposed to be?
It's tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow is the field trip.
I was dropping my oldest off tomorrow.
I'm telling you, I wouldn't be mad about that. It's like high of 31 tomorrow.
Yeah. So I don't know what the plan is now, but they're not sending buses with the winter weather advisory.
I'm hoping it's in the spring. That's a fun place.
Jon and I remember going to Camp Wilson.
Oh, yeah. Climb up Big Wally.
Well, we had a big
Yeah,
we had a
Crosby
great
wasn't
time.
around when the older boys, so that must be something Leo will get to do.
Yeah. Huh. Well, in the 6th grade.
Yeah.
It's always the 6th grade. It's a rite of passage.
If you're lucky, your parents come and chaperone.
That
and
the
maybe
DC
bend
trip.
rules
I
for
was
you.
not. I was not chaperoning.
No, I wasn't either. My kids did not want me there.
Oh,
nor did
mine
they want
wanted
my
me there.
husband
I didn't want to be there. I'll be honest about it.
Yeah.
I wanted no part of it.
No, I'm not a camper.
So your current fundraising goal is $1 million, and we're at 650. It sounds like
We're at about 615 right now.
Okay, I saw 600 on the website, but I was hearing a little bit different numbers.
Yeah.
So good. So it seems like people are getting out there, and you're at least actively continuing to raise funds.
Sure.
That's good.
We had a pretty good, we did a push this summer, early fall on the Brook campaign. And that really did take off. And we're going to do, I've got some funds held currently for the track. Holly.
Coach Holly.
Coach Holly
Yeah,
that
Russ.
passed away.
Yep.
They were going to do a memorial. And so they kind of put something out this fall about it. And I had said, why don't we table it? I'll hold the money and we'll do it again in the spring when you guys actually have track and field. It makes better sense to do then. And then we'll do an actual brick memorial depending on what they bring in. So it really is something for everyone. I mean, it's not just for the football program.
Right.
Yeah.
We've got plenty of alumni. The plan is to have it literally lead from the school to the stadium.
Oh, that whole walkway out.
Yeah, that would be. I mean, that's our goal, our end goal.
Keep the cars off of it.
Right, right.
So when they're putting it, I mean, are they pulling out the bricks and engraving them and putting back in?
So we have a bricks already.
Okay.
And then we replace them and then bring them back.
So there's different levels of bricks that if I want to go onto your website,
Yes.
there's different levels of bricks that I can purchase. And what kind of things am I engraving on this?
So you can do a basic, just the word, like your name, alumni brick, no icon or artwork, on a 4x8 for 150. And then your next level is 200, where you can do clip art, and then 400 for an 8x8. And then it goes, I gotta look down here for a minute. You can do a 12x12 granite paver as well. That goes to like a 2,500 plus.
Okay.
So there are different levels, and then you have different characters and clip art that can go it. So again, we've got any clip art that you can think of, from a music instrument to cross country, so it truly does give you the ability to not just have it be football related.
And do you see, is it typically individuals that are doing these donations? Or are you seeing groups or maybe previous classes?
We have had some classes, and I personally have gone to a couple of the alumni tours with Steve Owen this year, just to kind of put the information out there. And we did. We ended up having, I think, 3 or 4 just classes do a class brick. I had an organization, a local organization here, do just one. To be honest with you, if people wanted to do businesses, they could. There's nothing saying that you couldn't. But there's also other ways of advertising at the stadium. You can do a rolling ad, which is at all of the home games, all of the JV, 7th and 8th grade, youth, and then throughout the season of track as well. So you get a whole year for $1,000 on the rolling ad. There's scoreboard ads, there's field game sponsors, there's the fence ads.
The fence line. Yep. You could even get naming rights over the stadium, right?
You sure can. $250,000.
Now, I saw 2 options on there, and I'm a math person, and this didn't make any sense to me. $150,000 for 10 years naming rights is what I saw.
Yeah.
But then for 15 years, it's $250,000.
That
seems like it's a better deal to just get the. Can I get 2 10s for 300?
Sure. Well, I'll take it.
Okay.
At this point, we'll negotiate.
Oh man,
We're wheeling and dealing.
That's right.
This isn't bad. The local exchange field, but.
Well, we'll also be. Can you give us fundraiser tips, because we need to apparently raise $250,000 so we can put our name on a football field.
Well, yeah. You can piggyback with us onto our purse bingo.
Perfect. So yeah, you got purse bingo that you're doing April 18th. The hog roast happens every August.
We do a hog roast every August.
Are there any other fundraisers out there?
We've considered doing like a bourbon and potentially firearms.
Okay.
For the guys, since the purse bingo's for the girls. We haven't gotten there yet, partially because I just don't know that I have enough to bite off another fundraiser. So if I could get some other men involved to help me with that.
I know
that
some
would be
people that are
great-
super into those things.
Yeah.
We'll put them in touch with you.
Yeah.
I'm
used-
super into bourbon, but
So I sold firearms before real estate. So I have
Okay.
my connections with the firearm side of things, but
Okay.
bourbon, not so much.
No.
well, that'd be a
worry.
fun event.
We'll convert you.
And maybe you can get
Yeah.
this. Maybe you can get all the sports teams. We could set up a little song fest in Shawnee.
There you
That was
go.
a big fundraiser at
There you
Toledo.
go.
Did you ever do dance marathon?
No, I didn't.
They raised so much money off those things. It was unbelievable. But
Yeah.
no, it's cool. I have to think of different things. Or you know what? You should have Matt. Have you ever heard of pancake art?
I have heard of it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do stick figure art. But
This is the most incredible thing. It's one of my favorite things. Just sitting here getting to ask you about this. How did your son
Yeah.
does pancake art?
Yes, he does.
How did you even learn that pancake art existed?
YouTube.
Just YouTube.
YouTube.
Just came up?
He watches pancake art be made on YouTube, and he asked if I could figure out a way of making it happen. So I tried to.
I'm showing all some of this work that
I
you've got
mean-
here. So this was Sonic.
Yeah.
There's a little Angry Birds
Oh,
action.
Angry Birds, yeah.
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Matt, you like that one?
which of your sons is doing this?
That's Luca.
Luca.
Yeah.
That's
His
infinitely
art-
better than I could do.
His art is unreal.
So you got the little like squeeze bottles, like the little ketchup mustard.
That's
old
correct.
school squeeze bottles.
And I'm talking, we make a giant bowl of pancakes, and then we pour. I say we, me. I pour it into a measuring cup. I figure out whatever color he wants. He usually takes a piece of paper with a color contents and tells me what color he wants and gives me the dye. Squeeze it in, mix it up, pour it, and then
So you're like
into
you're
the
like
squeeze bottle.
You're the assistants. You're
Oh,
the
yeah.
magician's assistant.
Oh yeah,
in this.
no, I
Okay,
can't do
right.
anything. But the craziest thing about it is you have to. The way his mind works is to be able to do it backwards.
Yeah, it's inverted, right?
Correct. Because you have to have it. You have to layer it.
Right, you got to do the eye first before you do
Correct.
the color of the
Yeah.
of the
You
Sonic.
have to layer it properly so that way when you
flip
release
it.
it and flip it, it's what you want it to look like. So yeah, it's unreal.
Now,
the
how long
way
does it take
his-
to make one of these things?
So you have to turn it down to like 200 degree
Okay,
because otherwise it would burn.
so it's a slow process.
It's a slower process. But, I would say he's done within less than 5 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
No. It's
very-
watching him
that's-
eat it and all of
I was
the
gonna
dye
say,
and-
all
does
the
it get
color.
eaten at the end of
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Now, when he's making it, does he have a sense of like, oh, this is going to be a good one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Takes pictures with all of them. Yeah.
Have you given it a try?
I have not. You talk about stick figure. I can't draw anything. So the fact that his art is so mind blowing. I mean, it is unreal. And I feel bad because then the other boys will try to do it. And it's like,
It's a failure.
yeah,
I'm
doesn't
telling
look
you.
so great.
That's a fundraiser. He could do classes on pancake art or just hang them up in a gallery and just charge entry. I'd go to it.
They did those wine and brush ones. You could just do a pancake
Pancake
one.
wine.
Pancake and wine.
Yeah.
Instead of a paint and sip, we do a little pancake and coffee.
Yeah, there you go.
Right, have everybody come in, make their own pancake art.
There you
fail,
go. Fail.
and raise money.
Yeah.
Now,
Luca Judge.
I would imagine being in the stadium campaign, you got 4 boys in your family. I believe your husband's involved with youth football, obviously.
Yes, and so obviously that's how it all got started. And then he took a couple years break because again we didn't have anyone in the high school program. And then we have Leo back in the youth, so he's back in it with the youth program, and mean, falls are our time. We love it.
So were you down there? Were you in Wapak on Friday watching that playoff game?
We were. We started, I shouldn't say we, because it wasn't me. It was the Schweigert family has started the tailgating before the home games.
Okay.
And that has really brought in a crowd.
Is there a good tailgate going on at high school games?
You're missing it.
I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. And we had one at Wapak even. I had people messaging me where it was.
Where's the spot?
Yeah.
Right?
Now, is this a secret where the tailgate's at?
No, it's over by the tennis courts.
Okay.
Why? You should be doing what every other tailgate I've ever been to does. Be charging admittance. $5 right into that fund.
You guys are
You're leaving
food up
money
and
on the
everything?
table.
That's a great
We got
idea.
nothing but ideas coming your way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got Songfest, we got Pancake Art Auction. I do think legitimately like a battle of the classes or something, you know, if you really just try to make a final push at the end, you know, let's see what class can raise the most and we'll make this cool thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that it's good. But anyway, the Shawnee football team unfortunately lost on Friday, but I mean, what a turnaround from what they did last year. They were 0-10 last year, right?
They had a great year. And Shane Wireman is such a good human. Like he's what that team needs. Not that we haven't had great coaches. I mean, the coaching staff hasn't been bad at all. It's just these kids have really bought in, and he is a wonderful person. Like you would want your kid to go and play for him. He's building men.
So you don't want to take any responsibility because of all the work being done around the stadium. They're now getting used to the turf. You don't want to take any responsibility?
No, that's not on me. I will do that.
Well, I haven't gotten to meet Shane, Coach Wireman, but so he was at Waynesfield Goshen before and kind of in a similar situation.
Yeah.
They went 0-10 there, I think. And then he went 2 undefeated seasons before he came over here.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I mean, you know, I think this is the second playoff win. We didn't win this past Friday, but the playoff win this year was the second one we've had in probably 20, 25 years.
I think it was like 2009, they said, was the last time.
It's been a
They've had
while.
It did not happen
winning
while we were in
season.
school.
I think they did because you had Ryan Downer to Matt Hershey slinging the ball, and that was a pretty lethal combo. That might have been 05, 06, but maybe they won in 09 as well. So I might be.
Yeah, I want to say it was like a winning season. Like 2009 was maybe the last winning season they had.
That might be the truth right there.
Yeah.
It's tough sledding at Shawnee, but it's always good to keep showing up to those games. And the stadium's actually, like, I've been to a couple of games this year. The concessions are great.
Yeah.
Fantastic concessions, and walked in, there was all sorts of different, like, you know, get your tinsel in your hair.
Shout out to Lee's Chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
Ryan
relatively
does.
new addition.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And, you know, I want to thank Shawnee Alliance Church for providing the staff behind the stadium.
Oh, my
for
gosh.
the kids that are 3rd and 4th up, I think it is.
Yep.
Because that was a game changer. Those kids could actually go and enjoy. The parents could go and enjoy.
Well, we didn't go to the playoff game because we knew our kids were going to get grumpy by the end.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're like, well, they don't have a field to run around in the back. But, Josh out there, I can't believe what he deals with those kids. But I work 5th quarter after the game.
Oh, yeah.
So it completely killed the attendance there because people would fill in. But part of that's also we got a great football team. When they were going 0-10, they were hiking out of there quick. And so now people are staying at the games. They're excited about it. And I would imagine the growth and the football team doing better has to drive some interest in what you're doing.
It sure does. We had more and more people interested in advertising this year because of it. Even like mid-season, hey, how can we? And so, I mean, that's what it's all about. Getting more people, more butts in seats, and people attending the games.
Pretty soon it's going to be cheaper to advertise at the Browns games than at Shawnee High School, right?
Right.
Now, one thing I saw when I was looking at the youth football, you guys got they got Guardian helmets down there. They got so people who don't know, the Guardian helmets that everyone's going to see it in the NFL or in college, were a big padded helmet. Looks like a cartoon character.
It looked like Toad from Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So how did that happen?
We had some extra funds this year at the youth level, and you know, one of our biggest complaints from parents is concussions, and do we want to start these kids that early? There's more and more people doing flag through sixth grade instead of tackle, which my husband will, he'll be the first one to say, you don't see too many little kids in third and fourth grade getting hurt. They're just not big enough.
Right.
But the guardian cap was just one extra layer of protecting these kids. And we had it in our budget, so we made it happen. And we bought 100 guardian caps.
That's awesome.
It was a pretty penny, but we are proud to have each and every one of those kids have the opportunity to at least have them on. Right. They had to wear them for practice.
Good.
But the parents were giving them the option to not wear them for the game.
Do you see, and I don't go to these little kids because
Did you play midget football?
I played 1 year for the Seminoles.
Okay.
Represent.
Yes.
This is an undefeated season right here.
I did not even notice. That is
what's
awesome.
sad is this is what the same shirt I wore when I was 12 years old still fits me. So
That's actually pretty impressive.
It's not. It's not as impressive as you think it is.
I just wore baggy clothes when I was little.
Okay.
Right. He was either really, really big back then, or he's really small right now. Right. Yeah, I played for the Seminoles 1 year. I went by the third practice. I was looking for ways to fake injury to not have to go. Football was not my jam.
See, and that was my kids for soccer.
You know what I was missing? A guardian cap. That would have made all the difference.
There you go.
Well, the soccer program's now taken off, but at the football level, do they still have, because we had the Seminoles, the Quilnas, and I think it was the Indians. Yeah. Is that still?
So we stopped that. Gosh, I can't even remember what year we separated that, because it was still the Indians, the Quilnas, and the Tribe. Because the Seminoles ended up being, even when my 20-year-old was in third grade, that was kind of almost like a travel league.
Okay.
They didn't all it wasn't all Shawnee kids. They had kids from all over.
So we were cheating back in the day.
You were.
So good.
You were.
Wow.
You were pulling kids from different teams.
Okay.
How
picking them
dare
up in
you
the
wear
city.
That shirt here.
Yeah.
I'll wear that with pride. This was my last year playing football because I was too slow and it just couldn't jump high enough.
So
catch the ball.
Is it narrowed down to 2 teams because of enrollment in the program, or?
So we were stretched thin to do 3 teams, and we had to have league permission to go down to 2. And unfortunately, over the years, all of the leagues or all of the schools have ended up having to drop a team. And I do think that some of it has to do with parents being concerned about the safety, but I also think because people have extended into that flag football, then you have other options.
Well, and soccer's so huge around here.
It really is. And not just, I think Shawnee has always been a big soccer school, but it hasn't been in other schools, school districts. And it is.
It is now.
It is very much a big deal. And so, when you have, 200 kids in a class and a good portion of them are playing soccer, and it seems like it's year round.
Yeah, tell me about it. As somebody that has kids that play soccer,
Yeah.
let me assure you, it is year round.
Yes. Yes.
I'm shocked he's not out there right now in the snow.
We had actually joked because one of the, I think Van Wert, when they came in for their game and we were tailgating in our spot, this big RV came up and the awning came out, these guys came out. They knew exactly what role somebody was doing. It was they were professionals. And we joked about how between baseball and soccer, some of the families that were there with us had said it's probably less expensive to get one of those than go and pay all of the fees for all of the hotels that you guys have to go because of the travel. And I know with baseball, you guys do the same thing.
If I'm looking at you like I have PTSD, it's because I do.
Yes, yes. I'm talking your language. Yeah, so look into an RV.
Yeah, we can do an RV. Or I can make that $250,000. I can name it Hambleton Field.
Yeah.
Instead of my kids playing travel sports, because
There
that's
you
about
go.
what it feels like it costs.
We're going to the Hammy. That'll be a good one. So you've been doing this for a little bit. What's been kind of your favorite thing about this process of raising funds for this field?
Getting to see those kids on Friday nights, starting from the youth and, the seniors this year. Scott Benz had just posted a picture of Kobe's helmet the other day, and all of the stickers and the gashes and different stuff. He's not obviously the first kid I've watched go through, but just because it was literally yesterday, that's, I think, the most rewarding is we watch these kids go from third grade through seniors. We get, graduation invitations. I mean, it matters. And watching those kids go out on the first day of the first game onto that field was, it was almost a tearjerker because that's what we did it for.
Right.
So that's my push. I continue to do it because it matters to those kids. I want them to have a nice, safe field to play on, whether it is soccer, football, band. It's something that we can continue to do, and it's there for a long time.
Well, and I can tell you my long career playing football, there was nothing cooler than going out on the varsity field and playing a game there. It just felt, it was cool.
It's a big deal.
You're playing where the high schoolers were.
That's right.
That's where it happened. What's kind of so the Dave Ramsey in me hates that we're in this, that we have a debt in this. Debt's bad, all that. But at the end of the day, like you said, this is a good thing. What's your kind of message to the community about this field?
If there's anything at all that somebody can give, please get a hold of me. Nothing's too small. We are open to doing, a stretched out, 2, 3, 4, 5 year. So if you do have any option or opportunity to, whether it's just a family or whether it's a business, we have opportunities on that field to advertise. And so I do have a website. It's ShawneeCapitalCampaign.com. Pretty simple. And I have a program that allows me to change that thermostat as I get more money to come in, so I can show people the progress that we're making.
So I had what I thought was a genius idea for you.
Oh boy,
let's hear it.
So now I cannot afford a $250,000 donation to name the stadium. However,
not cool.
What I could do, what if you took donations for individual yard lines? So like every time the ball stops at the 13-yard line, it would be, and they're stopped short at the local exchange 13-yard line. And you did, $1,000 gets you that yard line for the year.
That 50-yard line would be a pretty big
right,
one.
That
the red
more
zone?
expensive. Nobody cares about the 38-yard line.
Serious though, red zone sponsors?
Right.
That's not a bad
goal
idea.
line, right? The goal line would be an expensive one when it start there inside the one.
That's a great idea.
Right. See?
We had different wording for our purse bingo, and the red zone was one of our sponsors last year.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
You already got.
So you were there.
Already got that taken care of. So I know you guys got a Facebook group. You got a website. Any other way that if people need to get a hold of you, that's probably the best way to do it.
That's
right?
probably the best way because our contact information, myself and Frank's contact information are on there. Obviously, my phone number is
on every other billboard.
It's pretty easy to get a hold of me. Yeah.
Yep. Well, good. Any other message to the community while you're on here? You want to talk about just anything else related to Shawnee?
I just want to hit home the fact that the transparency. We aren't trying to take money from anybody. We aren't. The field wasn't paid for ahead of time, so there's a lot of rumors that flew around about that. It is truly just a deficit, and the only reason this darn thing isn't paid off by now is because of the losing of the $250,000. So if that was in. With what we still have coming in on sponsorships next year and with the fundraiser that we do for the purse bingo, this field would be paid off. And so it truly is something that it wasn't that was stupid. Why would you have put that field in if you didn't have the money? It was there.
Yeah.
Right.
It just fell short because of one large donor. So.
Well, I think in the world of Shawnee that football field's probably the best thing you can highlight as far as something we can take pride in.
Right.
You know, where people are grumpy about the schools and the facilities and everything else, but that football field is a sanctuary for those players. It's a great place to gather as a community on a Friday night. And I just thank you for the work that you're putting in to get this funded. I encourage the Shawnee community and the local businesses to reach out to you and help get this thing knocked out so we can fill that thermometer all the way up.
That's right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys having me here.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming.